Hello, Geek Speakers. It's
Geek Speak Live, Monday night. Hello.
Todd, Wade. We're here in my office tonight. We decided to do something a little bit different, so some of my cool stuff behind us.
Casa de Bailey.
Casa de Bailey. There you go. Welcome, everyone. We hope you're having fun. Now, listen, I was just talking to Ginger off camera before. I didn't know the whole terminology, what Netflix and chill stood for, okay? So we got NBN on finally at home, like we discussed on our last program. Finally got it, and I was saying to people, I've got some funny looks in the shop. When I said to people, can't wait to go home tonight, going home, Netflix and chill, and people are like, hey. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Netflix.
Netflix.
Chill
That's
on the couch.
awesome.
And everyone's like, ah. And then it took you and a friend of ours, Jacqueline, actually, to explain it to me.
The chill didn't mean chill.
I'd been saying to everyone, go home to Netflix and chill tonight. Totally stuffed that one right
I
up.
really don't know how you managed to do that.
I think
how
so.
did you not put one and one together and make two?
That was magic.
You know.
Really don't know. But anyway, welcome to Geek Speak Live Monday night. Now, we didn't live cast last week because we wanted to give people a chance to catch up and go and see Logan.
Dum dum dum.
Now, stop the presses. That's why I wore the
Snickety snick.
press thing tonight. Because it is raking in the dollars worldwide, Logan. Apparently, it's Australia's top grossing film of 2017. I mean, we're only in fucking March.
Yeah.
So that's pretty early at the gate. You wait till Star Wars comes out later in the year.
Mm-hmm.
But look, what can we say about Logan apart from the fact that I gave it solid 10 out of 10? What about yourself?
I enjoyed it.
You didn't enjoy enough to give it a 10 out of 10?
No, not a 10 out of 10. But I really, I understand why people won't be enjoying it. You know,
It doesn't. It's not. How do you describe it? It doesn't fit the Marvel box.
Yeah,
So,
Marvel definitely has the cliche sort of box that it fits in, and then the final battle is against some CGI giant
Yep.
monstery thing. And
Well, I mean, this being Fox, obviously they weren't going to follow that Marvel formula, but I think people have kind of gotten into this, I don't know, what would you say, a routine of going and watching a Marvel film on the big screen.
Yep.
And they all know that, Marvel owns Wolverine.
Yeah.
He's a Marvel character, but Fox controls the movie side of everything. So it was never going to be like your typical Marvel film. For an X-Men film, though, this is probably one of the best we've ever seen. And for a Wolverine flick, hands down, the best. Don't you agree?
Fox always fucks with the timeline
Fox
of X-Men, isn't it?
Fox fucks with everything.
They just, I guess
Look at Fucktastic 4. That horrible film. Hey Ange, hey Danny, hey Tony, who've joined in tonight. Just a couple of the names popping up on there. Yeah, look, Fox normally disappoint the hell out of me. I mean, that Fantastic Four reboot, what was that, 2 years ago? That was shit.
And they cut that the entire ending out of the
they
Fantastic Four. So.
But this, for a Wolverine film, this is the best Wolverine film to date. It is absolutely brutal. You certainly would not be taking kids along to see this. And I'm sure as hell people will. There'll be people who drag their little Johnny in and the cinema, because they're not going to turn down a sales cinema. It's going to be like, okay, ma'am, here's your ticket.
It's M16 plus in
Australia. Yeah, so that's R in America, isn't it?
From what I understand, it's an R in America.
Yeah, and look, it deserves it. It is a fucking brutal film. When you've got X-23, this young girl, she is slicing and dicing like nobody's business.
Snickety snick snick snick.
She is. I mean, she's got the extra claws that come out between the toes, and she's flipping around. She's like spiking guys' heads with her foot and chopping off arms and just gouging guys. And
it very much reminded me. Well, to me it felt like Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
You know,
within
an old western.
What would you say? Within the first 3 minutes, the tone of the film is set, and there is blood and gore, and you're just like, "Oh, yep."
You're like, "Fucking yeah!"
Patrick Stewart, absolutely amazing as Professor X in it. Don't get me wrong. I would not say. Look, I gave it a 10 out of 10, and people are going to go, "Oh, Todd thinks that's a perfect film." There are some little flaws, but I tell you what, I'm able to get around those to give it a 10 out of 10 score, because, look, this is the last Wolverine film that we're going to see with Hugh Jackman. This is a perfect send-off. It really was. There were people crying in the cinema.
There was indeed.
There were people crying in the cinema.
A couple rows up here.
A few down the front. I got to the end and I was like, that's fucking sad. Like, it is a sad ending. By the way, you don't have to stay for any mid-credit or post-credit scenes. There is nothing at all. Although, American audiences apparently got a Deadpool 2 teaser.
Yes,
Didn't get it over here.
the one in the phone booth.
At least not on opening day in Australia. We definitely did not see that. And I was a bit disappointed, although we have watched the footage since then. Now, actually, that reminds me. I want to talk to you.
Uh-oh.
There was apparently... Now, I've watched the footage. Some people are saying it's fake. Others are saying, yes, this is real. It came out at a Comic-Con a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently test footage from Captain Marvel. The Marvel Comics character, that Brie Larson's been cast in that role.
Yeah.
Now, look, I'm not an aficionado of movies like you are. If it is a copy from another film,
I have not seen it.
You may be able to... Well, that's your homework this week.
All right.
You may be able to actually pick whether it is scenes from other films mashed together to make a Captain Marvel trailer. If it is legit, I'll be honest and say I didn't think much of it. It's very grainy. It's filmed like it looks like it's filmed in a Comic-Con convention hall, like, where they're doing talk or whatever. We might even try and post a link to it and then put it out there to see what you folks think. I'll be honest, it didn't do much for me.
I thought you were going to say...
If it's legit. I'm not saying it is legit. But...
I thought you were going to say the Zack Snyder footage of Aquaman underwater.
That is freaking awesome, actually. I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to it.
And it was from some weird social media website that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
That he posted it to.
Yeah.
So.
I think they're starting to spread some of these little things around. Trailer-wise, stop the presses. Did you go and watch the Wonder Woman trailer this week? I know we posted it up on the Geek Speak page.
I did. I was left a little underwhelmed.
Really?
I just... I understand this is the fourth, trailer.
Yeah.
But it didn't leave me with a, oh, fuck yeah.
Did you pick up who was playing Diana's aunt and who's training her?
No.
I think it's Robin Wright. From House of Cards, played Claire Underwood in House of Cards.
Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Yes, was it?
Yeah.
Did she play Jenny Forrest Gump? It's been years since I've seen Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
Really, I have to go back and watch that. But if you watch that's Robin Wright training. She plays Diana's auntie and her trainer.
And she's putting an accent on.
She definitely got the accent, yeah. But I watched the trailer and I went, can't wait to see this. My wife was very excited about it. We've had a few other women in the store who've gone, finally, a superhero movie for women. And as a guy, I'm sitting there going, this is fantastic.
It was an interesting dig at London.
Yes. And I have to ask, there was a little bit there. The way Christopher Pine delivered one of his lines, it sounded very much like he's channeling William Shatner. Is it me, or is he like this generation's William Shatner?
Well, is he taking the whole captain of the Enterprise to heart or something?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, it was just me. I just kind of went, oh, that's a little bit Shatnerish. He done the Shat then. Well, so that's...
I would certainly shat myself.
That has hit the net, of course, that trailer. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see that film, and I'm going to say it now. I'm going to lay it out there. I reckon Comic-Con 2017, San Diego International Comic-Con, is when we will finally see a proper Justice League trailer. That's when I reckon it's going to drop. I reckon Snyder will drop it at Comic-Con this year.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I'm putting money, putting it out there. Make a bet.
You're going to put a bit of Netflix and chill on it. And did you news this past week? Old James Cameron has said that Avatar 2 is going to be pushed back yet again.
You know what? It'll be irrelevant by the time he gets around to doing that film. It's going to be irrelevant. Can I be honest, hand on heart, and say I've never ever watched Avatar? Yeah.
I went and saw it at the cinema in 3D.
Did you?
The most 3D part of it was the Fox logo that come up at the beginning.
Okay, but it was meant to be cutting edge 3D at the time, wasn't it? No? Okay.
Yeah, it was weird. It wasn't stuff throwing out at you like you remember as a kid with all those goofy gags.
Yeah.
This was sort of, it wasn't quite, it was 3D compressed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it wasn't really,
Since we last went live here on Geek Speak, ECCC, Emerald City Comic Con over in America, has happened.
Yes.
Funny little story. J. Scott Campbell was flying to over to was it Portland or wherever it was where the con was? Seattle, Portland. I don't know, somewhere up around there. It was Portland. Actually, Emerald City. But anyway, and I'm pretty sure it's Portland. But anyway, I had a blank. He got on the flight. Right, they checked his thing at the gate and everything else. He gets on the flight, puts his earphones on, drifts off to sleep, wakes up when they landed and taxied into the gate. Gets off in Montana. No joke, he actually had a photo up saying cannot believe it. I'm going to be late to the con because somehow they checked his ticket and everything else at the gate, and he's gotten on a Montana flight instead of where he was meant to be. And so he had to try and catch a connecting flight to get to Emerald City Comic Con.
The problem was he had Macaulay Culkin with him, and they ended up hopping on the wrong plane. They swapped tickets.
I follow him on Instagram, and he had a photo up and everything of him in Montana with this look on his face, like he's in the airport. I can't even think.
Everyone else is wearing cowboy hats and...
I want to say Butte, Montana, but I don't think it was. But anyway, I'm like, how does that happen in today's modern airports? How does someone let you on the wrong fucking flight?
Well, you have to actually scan it, and the machine scans it, and it tells you where you're going.
Well, that's what I
John
thought.
Hughes had nothing to do with this airport sequence.
I don't know how
Macaulay Culkin must have been there and switched tickets with him, and
so,
he's gone off this way. And
here, I'll put it in his words. J. Scott Campbell. Well, funny story, really. I go to the airport this morning, head to my gate, board my plane, take my seat, put my headphones on. 2 hours later, I disembark my plane, not in Seattle, where he was going, but in Bozeman, Montana. Well, I assure you, my ticket read Seattle. My question is, if there was a gate change, how in the world did United Airlines let me board a plane that I wasn't booked on? And what were the odds that the same seat was open on the wrong plane? Needless to say, I'm having great difficulty making my appearance at Emerald City Comic Con today, though I might still make it in for an hour. Baffled, confused, stranded, hashtag all these things. There you go. Says J. Scott Campbell ended up in Bozeman, Montana instead of Seattle.
Bumsville, Idaho.
Yeah, pretty much. But there you go. Other things from ECCC, there was a fantastic image panel where a bunch of the image creators were talking. Now, there was something a bit controversial happening in that panel.
Ooh.
Robert Kirkman, who we know is a modern day image founder, he got asked to become a partner, not founder. He's a modern day image partner.
From The Walking Dead.
Yeah, one of the only people who have ever been invited to become a partner after the founding of Image. He threw some shade at Valiant Comics.
What?
Yeah, so apparently he was asked during it, something come up about, how would The Walking Dead go today if it was published by another company. He said, "Oh, look, it wouldn't have big numbers if it was published by Dark Horse. If Dynamite published it, yeah, it might have a bit of a following, but it wouldn't be huge numbers. And if Valiant published, no one would read it at all." Right?
Wow.
Boom. So, and of course, straight away in the age of net news, everyone's sitting there going, fucking boom, poster, and the CEO, the guy in charge of Valiant, was like, probably sipping on his coffee and what the fuck, fuck you, Robert Kirkman. And he threw some shade back.
Yeah.
And he has come out and gone, oh, Robert Kirkman, king of copying everything. Here's an image of X-Men of War, and here's an image of Kirkman's tech jacket from Image Comics. He ripped the whole fucking thing off X-Men of War. And there's a little bit of back. I don't know whether there was previously any bad blood between these two, but that had a little bit of a narky thing. And in the same panel, Todd McFarlane had a dig at modern day artists about deadlines, and like none of them should be late; they should all be on time. And a lot of people went, coming from an original Image founder where every Image book was pretty much fucking late, and now he's having a dig at the younger modern creators. So don't get me wrong, I love Todd McFarlane; he's dead right. There's no reason why a modern comic artist, when they get such a long lead in time, you know what your deadlines are. They should be getting the work out on time. But yeah, it was just funny coming from a guy like an Image founder when they were notoriously late back in the early 90s.
I guess back then they had to also do all the business side of Image Comics as well.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, and I don't think he was digging just at Image creators, like young creators in general, working at DC, Marvel, wherever, Valiant Comics even. He's saying these guys should be on the ball and should have their stuff in the can and be on time. And that's why you're given a deadline. And usually these deadlines are negotiated between the artist, the writer, the publisher, and everything else. And, it's kind of, how long do you want to take to do a page? Okay, well, you need as much of a lead-in. And a lot of these guys, I think if they should... A lot of these creators today need to get the fuck off Twitter, need to get the fuck off of other social media, because some of them spend so long... tweeting that they're not at the panel drawing, or they're not sitting at the keyboard writing their stories, and then they're late. Yep. And it's crazy. Hello, Lynn. Lynn's just joined. Good to see you. Too bad
your football team stinks.
He can't let it go, can he?
Just saying.
Can't let it go. We were in Bris Vegas the other night for the football. It was fantastic to get down there together. We should have done a mini live cast from the footy the other night.
Hey.
Because, have you seen the football jerseys for NRL? I picked up the Captain America,
Did
Cowboys Captain America one the other day, and I'll be honest, I didn't really like it.
I've since seen the Iron Man jersey, and on the
You're a diehard Broncos
Yeah.
fan here. I'm a Cowboys fan.
and on the internet it looks really bright red, like this bright red.
It still looks like maroony.
But in person, when you see it, it's very maroon. So I'm.
I'll tell you who got the best one was the bloody Roosters with Spider-Man. That is awesome.
They've had a good run with
They have.
with Captain
They
America.
have. And my other pick, and I can't bring myself to buy one and wear it, is Canberra, the Green Machine with Iron Fist. Looks fantastic. Now, I think it's this end of this week. Iron Fist drops on Netflix. You up to date with any other Netflix show?
I was just going to say that the consensus from America is a bit
Oh, really?
on Iron Fist.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to check it on. I still haven't watched Luke Cage. I'll be honest, the whole hip hop angle and all that kind of, that big thumping hip hop. I'm not a hip hop fan.
Jason just commented saying, Melbourne Storm, gods of thunder and light.
Hey, only because the Cowboys had it last time and we rocked it. Melbourne have never actually gotten in on this before, have they?
I don't
They've always
know.
been fringe dwellers.
No.
What was I talking about before I got sidetracked?
Netflix and chill.
Netflix and chill. I was not talking about Netflix and chill. I was just saying about Netflix. Iron Fist dropping apparently end of this week or something like that. So keep an eye out for it. You'll be able to get on top of that.
Jeff's just said Jessica Jones was better than Luke Cage.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched Luke Cage.
Don't watch Luke Cage. It's sweaty bollocks.
Oh, okay.
Jason says.
That is why I've held back. Jessica Jones was fantastic. And seeing David Tennant in the role of a villain was, I love that.
Lynn Morrison just said.
Just aside, Ginge, my stinky team won. You've been burnt. Hey, speaking of awesome Netflix shows, Santa Clarita Diet, we finished it the other night. And look, if you have not watched that show, Drew Barrymore, Timothy Oliphant, even a guest appearance by Nathan Fillion, go and check it out on Netflix. It's only 10 episodes long.
It strikes me as a chick flick, as a TV show.
No, you will laugh. You will laugh hard. It is so well done. And Timothy Oliphant is fantastic as a comedian, like in a comedy role. And it's fantastic.
Okay.
Give it the kid in it, the boy that lives next door. I don't know what else he's in. I've seen him in another movie, but he plays this nerdy, geeky role and like awkward. He's just awkward. He's fantastic. But yeah, Santa Clarita Diet. There's only 10 episodes in the series, and they're about 27 minutes long most episodes. Okay. So it doesn't take you long to plough through the whole series. So really good. 2 thumbs up on that one.
I've been watching documentary series at the moment.
Have you?
And the second season of Hunting Hitler has just come out.
Oh, really?
What it is a group of guys, a couple of guys that have since been in the CIA for 20 years. Other guys have been military men, an English reporter.
Yep.
And 2 years ago, the CIA and all these places around the world had just dumped all these files, that were, what's the word?
Classified?
Classified.
Yep.
Yeah, classified. Anyway, they have got eyewitness accounts of Hitler being in Spain after the war, being in Argentina after the war. Like 100%.
You love a good conspiracy theory. That would be fantastic.
It's just like a Treasure Island type hunt
you
all
can
around
make
the
a cool
world.
comic series out of that, couldn't you? Yeah. There's something else I was going to talk about from ECCC, and now it has. I'm just flummoxed. I do not know.
Comics, movies, TV shows,
all the good stuff. No, I don't know. I'm. My head's gone.
Well, while you're thinking about it.
Oh no, that's what I wanted to talk about. Sorry, I want to talk about something. A little something come up about Comic Cons in general in America and artists and writers charging for signatures, and I wanted to know what our fans out there thought about this and what you Gins think about it. Do you think that comic creators, if you walk up, and I'm not saying for sketches, if you walk up and you request a sketch or whatever else, yeah, okay, you should pay for those things, okay? But I'm saying if you walk up with a copy of a book you bought, I don't know, what have we got here? Let's say you bought Joker's Last Laugh, okay? And you walked up and you said to Chuck Dixon, you walk up and you go, Mr. Dixon, I loved that. May I please get you to sign that for me? And he turns around, and Chuck doesn't do this, by the way. Chuck's a fantastic bloke. But imagine if he turned around and said, sure, that'll be $15. What would you do?
What?
Would you? I mean, you'd probably be like on the spot, like, okay, and then but you
you're
feel like shit afterwards, wouldn't you? You'd walk away, and go, no, that's fucked. I bought his book. Why should I suddenly fucking have to pay for a signature? But apparently there are a ton of artists, and a few writers are starting to charge for signatures now. Rob Liefeld,
That's a bit rude.
he charges something like 30. If it's an X-Men book where Deadpool or Cable first appeared, which is one of those is New Mutants. If you walk up and say, "Oh, can you sign this?" It's a flat out $30 to $40 US fee for him to sign that book because they are so hot on the secondary market that people are flipping them,
selling it on eBay and stuff like that.
So he's turned around and gone, "Well, I'm going to start charging." Some artists have a policy of, look, the first one's free, first signature. Anything after that, if you want multiple books or whatever signed, you'll pay so much for that. Others have, first 3 items are free, then we charge $10. And when some of them actually don't charge it themselves, they'll go, look, there's a jar here for the Hero Initiative, which is like a charity in America for comic artists who suffer ill health and all that. It helps raise money to cover their costs. So they'll have a jar there for that. So, I mean, I see the good of some of it, but I also think it's a bit shitty when some of these people have got to realise, because Neil Adams is one of the worst, apparently, he charges a chunk. Stan Lee, regardless of what you get him to sign, it's about $100 US for Stan Lee or something to sign anything. Even if you want him to sign, here to get it tattooed on your boob, $100.
That was $100 well worth it, though.
I know.
Look, I can understand, because I have seen people walk up with a stack of books to get signed.
Oh, nothing pisses you off more than in your line ready to get
no, you're not doing that for your own enjoyment.
No, they're doing it.
You're doing that so you can sell those books.
Yeah,
hey.
yeah. Tony's got there. Most do that because people go and sell signed books on eBay.
Exactly.
I know, but you know what? I'm one of those ones who every book I've had signed is either signed to the shop, like to Kaboom or Todd at Kaboom or to Todd. I'm never ever going to flip them. They're like treasures. I met the artist. I had a chat to the artist, and he signed something for me. And I think that like if I was, if they said, "Oh, who am I going to make it out to?" Oh, look, you make it out to Todd. Straight away, well, he's not going to go and flip that on eBay. He's obviously a fan. I'm not going to charge him. But look, personally, it rubs me the wrong way. I think some of these artists and writers need to realise that, hey, without the fans, that fan who's gone and already bought your fucking book, spent good money doing it, then turn around and hit him money on top for a signature. I mean, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. And I want to know what you out there think about it. What Gibbo's got here, I think it's rubbish. When we were at the Supernova, Shane Davis actually called me over and said, "Hey, do you want me to sign that Superman Earth 1 copy?" And that won me over big time. Maybe the, what's that?
Maybe the person should
personalise everyone. Do you know what? I'm totally with you there, Jason. I think that's a fantastic idea. Some people, I can't remember who it was. There was a creator who actually had a rubber stamp. If he found out that someone was going to flip it or whatever, he used to rubber stamp it, the signature instead. So, yeah.
Hey,
that's one way of doing it. Do you know, if I'm looking for an old copy of a book or a hard to get book myself to fill in the collection, I won't buy signed copies because if it's just a generic signature, I don't want that. I want to go and meet that artist myself or that writer and get it signed for me.
What if it was just the generic signature, not
to
Bob?
No, I don't want it. I don't want to buy. I want to buy a book unsigned and go and get it signed myself, just for my collection.
Well,
I wouldn't go on eBay and buy something that's been signed because A, how do you fucking know that it's a legit signature? And B, you're not getting the experience. I got a book signed by J. Scott Campbell. Did you meet him? No. I just bought it on eBay.
So you wouldn't buy any merchant memorabilia that's signed by anyone?
No. Okay. Would you?
I probably would, yeah.
Would
I haven't really.
But how do you know it's legit?
As long as it's got an actual certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, but a lot of the time they can be forged.
But like I've got one of Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Which I know is fake.
Why have it then?
But I've got it because it's in the big Saving Private Ryan photo frame with Tom Hanks in it as well. And it's not so much the signature; it's a cool piece of art.
Yeah,
No,
see, I've bought things even for my lovely wife for her birthday. Martin Abel, an Aussie artist, fantastic Aussie artist. You should check out his work. I got her an art book, and I messaged Martin and said, "Would it be possible to dedicate it to my wife in the front for her birthday?" And he did. Danny.
What a prick!
What? Who?
You're raising the bar so fucking high for us regular bastards, dude.
It's love, what can I tell you? And that's what I did. And he was fantastic. He signed it for me and then posted it up. And yeah, and that I know because I've requested it. You know, I know that it's legit. So I just, little things like that.
What a prick.
There you go. You can be geeky in love, you know, it's just nice little things. You see something lovely for that special person, geeky person in your life. Whether they, even if they're just a friend. You did something nice for me today. What did you go and buy me today? You bought something for me today. You come back to the shop with something nice today. Can you see that, folks? What does that say? Twinkies. Ginge.
Twinkies!
Now, there's a Ghostbusters logo on the Twinkies. Ginge, explain.
Well, obviously it's got something to do with that god-awful turd of a movie that came out recently.
Last year.
The greatest thing that happened about that movie coming out is that we got merchandise.
Including Ghostbuster Twinkies.
Twinkies!
I'm surprised they're not filled like green filling like
You know,
slime.
they had ones that were, right?
Oh, really? How come we didn't get it? Do you not love me enough to get me the green ones, Ginge?
They are individually wrapped for your pleasure.
Are we going to have one here live on Geekspeak
Do
Live?
you want to do the pleasure?
Well, thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's that satisfying sound of ripping open a box of Twinkies.
Jason Gibbs says, where did you get those from? Actually, they're from the Reject Shop that's just opened up in town.
There you go.
The Reject Shop as in the...
That's the chain. Yeah. These
Not-
haven't been
not-
rejected because of, like some weird poisoning scandal. Have they, Ginge? I got my wife to try these not long ago. She hated them. Absolutely hated them.
Cheers.
Cheers. Here's up your Twinkie. Oh. They're still as good as I remember them. Tell us below. Have you ever eaten Twinkies and do you like them?
Jason says, I know what I'm doing for lunch tomorrow.
Did you buy enough for all of us?
Yep.
There's a box of them
There's
here.
a box.
There you go, folks. That's my Monday night dessert. Thanks, big fella.
That's
Thanks for
right.
thinking of me.
There's 8 more. You can come here and pick.
I didn't say you were going to take them home with you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll have some more comic news next week.
And hopefully more Twinkies to go with tonight.
That's disgusting. Thanks for tuning in. Great to see you all. Ginge, any other gossip before we sign out?
No,
There
I
you go.
don't think so. I'm too entranced with the sweet taste of Twinkie.
Same bat time, same bat channel next week. I have read some comics. I'll talk about those next week. Some really good stuff. And I've read a couple of classic old books like The Ray from the 1990s. Joe Quesada. I dug a couple out. I haven't got a full run or anything. I've got handfuls of them. And I dug some out the other day and read them. And, seriously, talk about nostalgia. Joe Quesada back at the early part of his career. Fuck yeah. He did Spelljammers at Marvel way back in the day, in the early 90s. Spelljammers. Yeah.
You were going to tell me about Archie, but I think
what?
about the new television
Oh,
show.
okay, actually, no, fuck it, we won't sign off just yet. Only because I want to talk about Riverdale. Now, I saw half the first episode, and I got interrupted, so I've got to go back and watch the rest of it. Tell you what, I'm intrigued.
That's a good word.
I'm intrigued.
Intrigued.
I'm intrigued. Now, I like the way it's shot. It's got a dark kind of tone to it, but things like Archie's red hair are kind of just enhanced. I mean, obviously in post. It's not like they've suddenly shone a spotlight on his
so
hair.
does
and
it look like they used the same camera from Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, maybe? Everything's dark, but colours are really vibrant.
Certain things, yeah, vibrant, like his red hair, Cheryl Blossom's red hair. I'm just trying to think. I don't know what they did with Josie and the Pussycats. It's not recognisable to me as they are in the comic. I thought that was a bit weird. Betty Cooper, Va-Va-Voom, the girl that cast as Betty Cooper. No, I'm serious. And the girl who plays Veronica Lodge, pretty cool. Archie's a bit of a dog. And, no, he plays football, and he's like, Betty's there talking to him in the diner. I'm like, oh, isn't that sweet? And then he's just like staring off at Veronica Lodge and ignores poor old Betty.
Betty is supposed to be his friend, but then he longs for Veronica, right?
Oh, something like that. And
What a
Jughead's in it.
What a
Jughead wears a weird, you know how he's got the crown thing in the comic.
He just wears
It's a beanie with the little kind of crown, little cut ups on the edge of it.
Well, I guess he could.
And he's alone. He's a bit of a loner. He's constantly typing. And he's in a roundabout way, kind of narrating the series via what he's typing, and it's coming up a bit. Yeah. So that's look. I'm going to keep watching it. I've watched half an episode, and I'm intrigued to watch the rest. It's getting good reviews. Riverdale.
Danny said, "Have I seen Stranger Things?" No, I haven't seen it yet.
I did. I watched the first 2 episodes, and I can honestly say I did not get hooked on Stranger Things.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't do much for me.
Really?
No. You need to watch it.
What kind of movies did you watch in the 80s as a kid?
What's the name was good? Goonies?
It didn't
E.T.?
didn't give you that kind of nostalgia?
Not really. I think people are grasping at straws there a little bit. And Winona Ryder in it. She used to be hot.
Hey, don't be like that.
She's not hot anymore.
Don't be like that.
No, she looks like a washed up. She's like...
She's playing a mum in it.
Doesn't mean all mums have to look washed up. I apologise to the mums watching for what Ginger's horrible comment.
What? Especially Stacey's mum, because Stacey's mum's got it going on.
Fountains away.
Yeah.
Right there. There you go. We'll be back next week, and we'll send us some questions if you want to talk about things next week. Anyway, hope you have a fantastic week. Stay geeky, Australia.
It's Todd Way from Geek Speak Live. Bye.
I'm going to have another Twinkie.
Oh, yeah.